Shawty, she bad. Shawty, she bad. Yeah, yeah. Shawty, she bad. She bad, yeah, bad. Shawty, she bad. She bad, yeah, bad. Shawty, she bad. Shawty bad. In the mouth. Shawty, she bad. Fat ass, looking for the money. Shawty, she bad. She bad, yeah, bad. Shawty, she bad. She bad, yeah, bad. Shawty, she bad, 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 bad. Shawty, she bad, 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 bad. Shawty, she bad.
What is up? All right, there is a delay. What is up, everyone? Welcome. This is episode 2. Charlie, turn that TV down because it's like I can hear it in the back, please.
That was a big delay. That was like 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, it's a huge delay. But first of all, everyone in the comments, don't come at me, all right? I promise I will share the Instagram that is going to release the episodes for free. It's not here. Zeus is watching my channel, so I don't want another copyright strike, all right? Please don't get me shut down. We want to talk about the show. I want you guys to see it. I'm broke too. I get it. I'm not that broke that I can't afford a $5.99 subscription, but you know what? I get it. I'm addicted too. If I didn't have that $5.99, I would be just like you, which is why I'm doing this, but we're not going to tell you right now. You got to watch for a little bit. We're going to mention it at some point throughout the show, all right? So don't come at me in the comments. I was not deleting the link. YouTube automatically deletes that, so don't get mad at me. But let's get into it because this was a great episode. What'd you think?
I think it was a fantastic episode. Zeus going up.
First of all, I didn't even mention this last week, but that intro is like a lot better than the first season intro.
That is exactly what crack on from the beginning with you, like wide open from the beginning. Until I just heard it back with our opening, I was like, I don't even know what the opening song is or how it goes or anything. Like nothing. All Jocelyn's Cabaret, all their songs, all their opening numbers just like pulls you in and ends up like, becoming sensational on TikTok and all those things. I didn't even really know the song until like you just played back the opening for opening. It wasn't really sticking with me, but then it was hitting. Like I just started dancing, and when music hits me the right way and then my body just starts moving, like I can't control it. So it's like it is good. It is good.
I'm just trying to think, like, if this was the first season intro and then the second season was last season's intro, I'd be like, why did they change it? You know what I'm saying? I wonder if this is also Matt Cash.
What's that?
I wonder if this is also made by Matt Cash. Does that sound like him?
Oh, him. I wouldn't be surprised at all, really, at all. That wouldn't shock me.
All right, but let's just jump right into the episode. Did you take notes?
I did take little notes.
All right. So you saw last season or last episode, right?
Yes, episode 1, and we didn't really discuss it at all, really, or really get too much into it between like me and you. But as far as episode 1 goes, yeah.
But one of the first notes that I wrote down wasn't Sway one of the people telling Bree like, "Oh, you should always be ready," blah blah blah. Like, so you don't.
That was her quote. Like, well, we all know the quote. Like, you gotta stay ready, so you don't gotta get ready. Stay ready. That's what Sway said.
Exactly.
And I don't know if it was the edit to make it go like hand in hand. Like, literally 3 minutes later, after you literally just came out of her mouth, like, you gotta stay ready. And what happened 2 minutes later.
Edit or not, Sway herself in the confessional was talking about she got snuck. So how can you be ready but get snuck?
I mean, I definitely see what you're saying, but I mean, you can, but whatever you have to say about that totally goes out the window when they let them square up and have a fair one-on-one. Like, I mean, when you're sitting up, propped up on like a bar, like in the kitchen, like the bar stool area, and no, she didn't see it coming, but to say that quote, which I actually wrote that down too, with her quote, like, to stay ready, and she didn't sneak her the second round. I mean, even people will go back and forth whether or even think she got snuck in the first place at all.
I mean, she did it in the first one, really. Like, but
Yeah, I
you
mean,
can't blame Chris. First of all, like Krishan, why else would Krishan like be walking closer to her? Like, she should have been prepared for real. Like,
she should have.
even more so than she expected Bree to have been prepared or whatever to fight. Like, Sway should have been more prepared.
Just coming from her season as, you know, a fan of her and, you know, a Bad Girls Club, I'm seeing a whole kind of different Sway. Like, she didn't really move like this in Bad Girls Club, and I don't know. Like, the first things I gotta say, like, you know, with the whole thing with Krishan and Sway said from jump that she was trying to be like a big sister, and she didn't want it to go to this and want to talk to her one-on-one and all this bullshit. Like, but she was the only one from the minute they all got together going in the bus like to their first house. Sway just kept nitpicking a little bit, and everybody knows, really, well, especially the cast, they know who Krishan Rock is. It's the whole thing with me with saying like I was trying to be a big sister to you when that was the complete opposite situation. Like,
Exactly.
no, Sway, no.
Yeah. And also, like, later on, and I kind of was thinking this too, but then Rolly and Slim even mentioned it. The fact that Sway had it ready for her to say like, "Oh, well, I was with Blueface the other day, blah blah blah." Like, you weren't trying to be a big sister. Yeah, like you already had it out for her.
From the beginning, everything would clean up behind herself, and then it was like 2 or 3 or 4 dirty jokes. It was just, I Sway was not expecting Rock to come off like that. But, you know, like, we're from Baltimore. Like, the 410 was in the building. Like, ugh.
Exactly. And I love that she's from Baltimore. I didn't even know she was from Baltimore before I decided she was my favorite. And it's like, it just is more awesome that she's from Baltimore.
That's the area code in Baltimore. It's 410.
And then also, like, I did write a small note in here too about how, like, I think it's kind of like a double standard, like, with women and their teeth, right? Because, like, guys always have like gaps and all that, and like no one expects them to get it fixed. I forget his name. I think it's like Michael Strahan. You know, the dude that, well, I don't know if he still does, but he was like live with Kelly when Regis left. It was like live with Kelly.
I know what you're talking about. I really pinpoint it, but I know what you're talking about.
I don't know. There's a bunch of dudes, but like, I don't know. Maybe it's Cardi B. She made it cool, but like, didn't Krishan on like IG?
She made it cool, and then she went and got her teeth fixed. I never want her to fuck with her teeth. I wish Trey would have kept it. And I like that about Rock.
She was missing a tooth, but she was still the prettiest one on the cast. Like, how's that happen?
Facts.
I don't know. I think she looks good either way, though. If she wanted to get it done for herself, like, I'm happy for her.
Yeah, and obviously, I think it's pretty clear, not Zeus and this project of Baddies South, but I think Krishan's got the funds to get her teeth fixed, or to get, you know, whatever, but she doesn't want to. Or
I saw on Instagram that she was, but I don't know. It was just a little story. I didn't even.
After all this, it's been a long time since like that tooth, and I hope it's because she wants to do it for herself and not because of the comments on Twitter and Instagram from fans.
Yeah,
because one thing's for sure is, like, she is the fan favorite of the season. Point blank, period. You can go through every Zeus post on Instagram, go through the comments. 3/4 of the comments are all supportive of Rock. Everybody loves Rock. And it's just, I don't know if you peeped watch at the pink carpet for the premiere, but
it was like freezing on my TV when I was trying to watch it.
What about on Instagram Live? Yeah, you got, even on the Zeus network until I think like yesterday, they had an hour and a half of the pink carpet footage posted on the app.
I didn't see it on live. I was trying to watch it on the Zeus app when they were doing it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's just I don't know if you people when they arrived and came out of their rides. The last people to arrive was Natalie, Rock, and Lemmy, and his girl. The four of them all showed up together. The last people to walk the carpet, and it just gave me very Bad Boys vibes because it was the same thing for the Bad Boys premiere. Lemmy and Natalie showed up with Gutta, and or they were like you know.
Well, I think if it were the same thing, it should have been Natalie and Lemmy showing up with Jonathan. If that's the case, like the fan
Yeah,
favorite.
but he didn't come in until episode 9. It's not even like Scotty that's coming later this season. She is on like the posters, like she's on the billboards, she's in the trailer more than just her just fighting. Like she's actually part of the season, even though she does come for halfway. I wouldn't say Jonathan was the star of the season. Like he was Jonathan. I like Jonathan. Don't get me wrong, but 13 episodes. He was only in 2.5.
And I figured it out. I
But
feel like
was the fan favorite at that point in time. The first 4, 5, 6 episodes, especially, there was no Jonathan when it comes to like episode 2 in the premiere, and that's how they do
I
it.
see what you're saying. Yeah, for the premiere, but I feel like I figured it out, right? Like they wanted Jonathan to have his own show, but Jonathan probably wanted to get paid more than what they were offering, so they were like, the only way we can pay you that is if you do Bad Boys first, and so that's why he came in there and did exactly what they wanted him to do.
I mean, everything is still very blurry with all that when it comes to everything, with the outside scene with the chair and everything. But I'm not going to get into Bad Boys, but
you're right.
It's very confusing, you know.
All right. So what? Okay. So I did also write another note in here. Do you think Zeus is really trying to make it like BGC girls versus Zeus girls?
It's very much giving that. I mean, just a little something I just caught. You know, with Sarah coming in, I think we should transition right into this part. You know, with Sarah, which is like to me like the highlight. I love Sarah so much.
Definitely.
It's just like, you know, let's go with Sarah.
First of all, did you attend the funeral?
No, I did not. I don't even know where this is coming from. Like, I had to go back do like my own background research of it because I'm like, wait. 99 chapter is an hour long. Like
it wasn't 99. Book. It was like 12 or 13.
I know, exaggerated, but I was like, wait. And I was like, then I had to think like, wait, did she actually write a fucking book, or like, what is this? What's going on?
It
was underneath me.
It was an audio book.
Right. That's exactly what I was about to say.
And you know exactly what it is. It's what they were talking about at the reunion.
What do you mean?
On Baddies' reunion. All the audio tapes that she released, that's
yeah, of course. I remember I was all pumped for that, and I was there every step of the way, and I think I watched every single video. But it's just like all I think remember with Sarah is no bag, no reunion. And she didn't show up to the reunion. And the reunion would have been so much better if Sarah would have been there. But yeah, I know of everything with every single video she came out with. Literally spelling out everything that was happening behind the scenes with Baddies, and then just regular dirt with Natalie and tea she has on Natalie.
Wait, so what were you about to say about the Natalie versus Sarah on the show?
I was just transitioning onto this part, going from Baddies ATL, their friendship before Baddies ATL, and then how Baddies ATL ripped them apart, and then transitioning into now with her showing up here on Baddies South. And I got watching it back the second, like third time and listening to things going on in the background, I definitely picked up with there was a potential of them picking up Sarah, just like the same way with Christina. And Christina even had a little.
That's what I'm saying. I think they were
video.
I think that they were potentially trying to get Sarah to be the replacement instead of Scotty.
Yes. So, like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I don't know how you feel about it, but watching it back that second time, I really think it seemed to me that Sarah signed something or did something that she would not swing or hit on Natalie unless that came to her first. I don't know. I know Sarah. We've seen her on season 11, season 13, All-Star Battle 2. She's fought like, I think, altogether 10 people. I've seen her fight so much, and every time Natalie stood up and then even walked halfway up to her and then almost nose to nose, it just seemed like her arms went limp, or like her arms are broken, and or like she were handcuffed behind her back and she couldn't do shit. And I know Sarah, and I'm like, Sarah, stand up. And I'm like, fuck, I was literally screaming at the TV. And then she did stand up, and then still nothing was happening. And then Natalie missed a second time. Like, her punches are so fucking awful.
And then
her fucking
also,
punches are awful.
What I noticed is that Zeus does not like Natalie as much as they like Jocelyn. They protect Jocelyn at all costs, but they were actually holding Natalie. Yeah, they were holding Natalie back. They would not put a hand on Jocelyn for
I didn't really
reason.
think of that. Now when I look back on it, yeah. That is very true.
Also, I want to know, where is Calbear? Because that is her only bodyguard. Who is this?
Since season 11, since she rolled up on the scene on season 11, she had Calvin. And he was there. That wasn't Calvin?
No.
Oh, shit.
I mean, unless he looks different, but I don't think that was him.
We literally, right after the episode was on YouTube and going back to season 11 and her fights and her baddest moments, and it looked like Calvin just without his beard. That was also like what, in 2013, 2014. So
I might have to watch it again.
8 years ago.
I was watching it on my phone. Maybe like he looked different. I don't think it was him though. But
I never heard a name. There was never, I think, a name to address him. I don't think.
Another thing that I did notice though is that a lot of Sarah is always consistent with whatever she says, right? All of Natalie's arguments, first of all, she was like, oh, you're smiling all the time. You must be on some kind of drugs. And then like 10 minutes later, she's like, you need medication, blah, blah, blah. You need medication. You know what I'm saying? That contradicts itself.
Natalie and Sarah traveled the world together. They've been friends for fucking years. Just like you heard all the, like, go back to these notes. Going back to all these undercuts and backhanded slaps they're going back and forth with each other. Everything with Sarah, her little comments like, yeah, you fucking gave head in the back of my fucking vehicle out there in the driveway, you fucking slut. Like,
yeah,
and
I believe her. I totally believe Sarah.
Yeah, 100%. She knows every surgery she had. Sarah probably knows the date and the time she got put under anesthesia for the surgery. Like, and it's not just shit she's pulling out of a hat. Like, this is real shit. And they know each other. So I really do think Natalie knows that. I, for one, probably think Sarah's probably prescribed Xanax or Klonopin or something of that nature, you know. And I think Natalie is very well aware of this as well. And she's just reaching, you know.
And then the other thing that she said was, Natalie was like, oh, you don't even have a man, blah, blah, blah. And then 10 minutes later, talking about your man's in my DM. Yeah, so it's like, you really don't. And here's also, you brought up a good point about how they're friends. It's like only the people that are really close to Natalie can make her look bad. And I put Judy in that. Judy's in that category too.
Yes.
But I don't know if you watch Rocky's podcast. She like got on there
a few episodes. Did you see I watched a lot of it, more of it when it was her and Bad and Bougie.
Did you see her and Lucci V?
Yes.
Because they were kind of talking shit about Natalie on there too, but they can't make Natalie look bad as well as Sarah and Judy can make her look bad.
Because Sarah and Judy know her. Like,
exactly.
Behind these cameras, this bullshit. But just people who are like just joining in, everything is, that you guys know, like we appreciate your comments, the chime in, tell us your opinions, how you guys feel about this episode, about this season, about these girls, this cast. You can just drop your comments right here.
Yeah, and if you want to join in, I'm gonna put the link in the chat too. It is scrolling below, and make sure you stay tuned because I am gonna tell you guys the Instagram of who is releasing the episodes for free. It's not here because I don't want to get in trouble by Zeus. Don't do that to me, guys. Don't do that to me.
No, sir, no, man. We're not doing that.
All right,
but you can join in on this live stream, and if you don't want to show your face and just your your opinion and voice, you can cut out your camera, and vice versa. So we appreciate your guys' thoughts, and if you guys want to correct us or give us tea that we don't know, all that is very much appreciated.
All right, but also what I wanted to add was when Sarah was throwing the pieces of paper, is she trying to say that she started that moon face meme with Natalie blowing the smoke out?
That whole moment, I actually wrote down, that confused me, that whole little part. I thought at first she was throwing out before and after surgery pics of Natalie, and then it kind of seemed like she was
she was saying I got you an
adjustments that she
deal.
needs to get done, and here's work you need to get done, and here's
it's not work that she needed to get done. She showed those pictures to some surgeon that was going to give her free work or something. Like, she's still doing business for Natalie. That's what she was trying to say. Like, I'm still doing business for you. I still care about you. Like, Sarah was really hurt by what happened last season, and you could tell. Like, she started crying again.
Sarah can turn on the waterworks pretty much on and off, but I know when Sarah's like kind of being genuine, and I know Sarah generally likes Natalie. There's still, maybe not likes her, but there's still that like love that will kind of always be there, and you can kind of tell maybe Sarah kind of wanted, not immediately heads on at the beginning, but kind of midway through there, that Sarah kind of wanted to not exactly mend the bridges, but just, I guess, be the bigger person or get to the bottom of all their shit and just let it go, or her to be on like Baddies South in some kind of way. But what it is Sarah was being very kind of genuine, a lot more than Natalie. Like, Natalie wasn't receiving it like at all.
Come on, Natalie, just forgive Sarah. You know she loves you.
It's all the cameras. I don't think that conversation would have been the same or would have went that way if there wasn't the cameras on her.
And even Natalie, come on, like, don't be blinded by the money. Sarah loves you more than Zeus loves you.
Facts.
Zeus loves Jocelyn the way Sarah loves you, Natalie. That's how I feel.
My God, everything with Jocelyn, I don't understand how they're making all these posts, like trying to almost cover their own asses with like the whole Jocelyn and Ballistic, their situation with Amber, everything with the reunion, to now they're making regular posts promoting her tour. And it's just very much given to me like, I guess you're right. At the end of the day, there is going to be a season 4. I guess at the end of the day, I think you're right. They're still pushing with Jocelyn, and they're going to put out fucking season 4.
And then also, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit, because Sarah said something like, "Oh, you tried to get me canceled," and Natalie was like, "Canceled from what? Blah blah blah." But there is a video where Natalie is like, "I'm gonna make sure Sarah is doing bad for the rest of her life. She's not."
I heard that.
Anything. So like, she definitely did try to get her canceled. Don't even try to deny it, Natalie.
But from the culture, though, she's trying to cancel from the culture.
I mean, Natalie wanted to.
Sarah will never be a part of the culture.
I mean, I can't speak on that, but I just feel like Natalie knows what she was doing. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I can't speak about the culture like that.
Oh no, I'm totally kidding. I have no idea.
Exactly, but I'm just saying, like, you definitely did it, Natalie. You know what Sarah's talking about, so don't try to play that now like you don't know what she's talking about.
But we've seen Sarah fight. We've seen her fight multiple times, multiple different girls. And you can go back and play it in slow-mo, do whatever you need to do, watch it back. There was nothing but space and opportunity. There was nothing but ample time, unlimited amount of time for Sarah to meet Natalie halfway and swing, defend herself.
And this is how you know Sarah is actually
going on.
This is how you know Sarah is actually the stronger one, because the strongest person isn't the one who can hit first. It's the person who can
100% all day.
Yeah, she like took those hits and was still smiling.
Why wasn't she defending herself?
Because I feel like Sarah
Natalie still wasn't doing no damage, and that's ridiculous.
I feel like Sarah expected Zeus to treat Natalie like Jocelyn, because Sarah probably watched the Jocelyn's reunion or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So I feel like she thought that that's how they were gonna be. So she was like, "It's no point." But she really didn't even have to do that. Like Sarah still won.
To me, it definitely felt like I have to watch back for the third or fourth time, but it seemed to me like Sarah signed something, did something somewhere, somehow,
If she
that
signed
she was
something, why
not
would
going to
she?
swing on Natalie.
If she signed something, why would she bring a gun?
Why would she bring a gun anyway? She didn't have a gun.
Well, she had her bodyguard have one or whatever.
That whole scene right there, I was very watching that in like detail. The whole gun thing to me came out of like left field, like left house. Like, what are you talking about? Like, check her purse. And it can see like make sure they got no guns.
He just had a weapon. You can't bring weapons in here. He might have had like a taser, pepper spray.
Yeah, but the word gun was used 100%.
Yeah, they said it was a gun. First of all, can you hear that? There's someone like tapping on the door next door or something. I don't know what's going on. All right, but you know how normally I tell everyone all the time, like I watch the episode twice. The only part of this episode I really wanted to watch was Sarah's part, so I rewound it like as soon as it happened. I was like, I need to watch this again.
Instead, because I know I wasn't able to rewatch it all the way through like a second time, every time something kind of big was happening going on, I would rewind it and watch the second time through, sometimes even the third. And so I watched the whole episode, but there were certain scenes I went back to and rewatched, and like 2 or 3, and got like my notes down because it was something I was really trying to understand and get forth. And going on to that, are we still going on with the Natalie and Sarah situation?
No, I was going to move on.
There's somebody I definitely want to talk about. We need to talk about Miss OnlyFans Ian. This bitch.
Let's go out. Let's skip to that because I was going to talk about Jayla and the conversation that she was having. But
Jayla's conversation with Natalie?
Just really quick, I feel like because Jayla turns on Natalie at some point, and I feel like
halfway through. And when you go back and watch it, it's Jayla here, Natalie there, and then Jayla has like 3 or 4 of the girls behind her, and then Natalie has 2, 3, or 4 of the girls behind her. So
I feel like it started from this because Jayla was asking Natalie, like, how did Sarah even get in the house? So it's like at this point, Jayla's like, all right, maybe Natalie doesn't have all the power. Maybe I don't need to be her minion.
She should have known that from jump. Come on, Jayla. Jayla's smart. Jayla's beautiful. Jayla's gorgeous. Jayla can fight. Jayla has everything. She has the tools. And she's not necessarily a fan favorite, but I think Jayla's kind of too much well respected. She was
one of my favorite. I mean, next to the Claremont, she was my favorite on her season.
Oh, I say her season. I was like, don't say ever, Jesus.
Not ever. On her season, I feel like she was one of my favorites.
Would you have rather seen the Claremont twins on Baddies South or Jazz?
All right, definitely not Jazz. I did not like Jazz.
You like the sisters?
Oh, you mean her? I thought you meant
not Jazz Monet. Not Jazz Monet.
Not Jazz Monet. Jazz from 14.
Yeah, her and her sister.
Sister? You mean that's the 15?
Yeah, I'm going for this in seasons. Not the season. I'm saying like if for 2 or 2, which are the Claremont twins.
The one that the one that everyone says looks like Judy, but I don't agree. What's her name? That's who I'm talking about.
Janae?
Is it? No, Jazz Carter.
No, that was just Jasmine. That was Jasmine.
Yeah, not the sister season though. It was with Jayla.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she was on Jayla's season and the Claremont twins.
Yeah, I don't like.
She was cool with Kat and Lauren.
Jasmine and Jamie. Yeah, I would have liked to see Jasmine and Jamie on there.
And I'm saying, would you have rather seen the Claremont twins or Jasmine and Jamie?
Claremont twins.
Yeah, with Jazz, not Jazz, with Jayla and the Claremont twins. There's a lot of redemption owed for them. That's not coming from Zeus. That's a
all right
oxygen situation.
But what's your take on Anne? Because I have a lot to say about her too.
My take on Anne, she's a clout chaser, but she owns that. She owns being a clout chaser. But it's just like
she's 100% a BGC fan.
I was literally took the words right out of my mouth. I'm like, she is clearly a Bad Girls Club fan. I literally said this an hour and a half ago when I was writing my notes. Like, she's a fucking super fan. She knows what she's doing. She's making her moves. She's targeting previous OG bad girls, and then after them, I'm gonna go to Rolly. Pronounce something like her and Rolly right now. Right.
What by that, what I mean was like on BGC, and it's different for Zeus, so it's not really working out as well for her. But on BGC, if you are a production puppet, you get a better edit. And so Anne, I feel like, is definitely being a production puppet because she thinks she's gonna look good, but it's not really working out because Zeus doesn't work like that. They'll let you be a production puppet and they'll still give you a bad edit.
Very much. I just watching the whole scene through and then back like a second time, how she just came at Sway and is sitting there like they're having this like a little normal conversation or whatever, and then I overheard you telling Bree to not let someone run all over you or to stand up for yourself, and that's all it was. And then what she made that into.
I don't know. I feel like, and like it kind of, she's just being honest. That's how she really feels. But at the same time, it's like,
What do you mean? How she really feels?
Like she was talking. Sway was talking about her.
I guess she was talking. Yeah, she was talking about her, but by telling someone else to not let you run all over you and to defend yourself, or not let anybody tell your story, whatever the case may be. I don't feel there was any reason in this world for her to attack Sway and then hop over the couch.
At the beginning of that scene, Sway was calling her boo. I was so confused. Like, how could this fight possibly start?
Just that night before, she was sitting on her lap the whole time, and they're like rubbing each other's like thighs and sitting on each other. It's just it's given like just camera time. Just this might be Anne's might think this is her only shot. This may be her last opportunity, only opportunity. She's on a show, she's on a camera, and I guess she's gonna give it to the people or give the drama, whatever it is. It's just I want her to fight for a reason. Like I want like there to be something behind it. And it looks like next week we're gonna get that with her and Bree. But we'll get to next week at the end of this.
And that still kind of fits the whole like Zeus is trying to pin the girls that are from different eras or whatever. Not eras, but it's BGC versus Zeus girls versus OnlyFans girls.
100%.
But
and it's just weird. And it's weird.
Hold on, wait. So I just have a question though. Tell me if I heard this right because I only watched this part once. But Anne said something to Sway about like, "Oh, you're an escort too," and
yes,
did Sway say something like, "Yeah, I got a profile"? Is that what she said?
I don't remember exactly verbatim those words. I think she said, "Yeah, I might be," or "Yeah, something like something." She didn't deny it. She
was like, "Yeah, I'll be that," but I think she also said like, I got a profile or something like that. I think that's
no, I didn't really hear that. Like I was gonna say, what exactly does that even mean? That's one too. Like, wait. Huh?
But also the other reason why I say, and I just got to this point in my notes now, but the other reason I say that she's a BGC fan is because first of all, last episode I felt, and I said this in my little review last week, but it seemed like she was kind of talking like a Claremont twin. Like she was kind of like being all bougie about the room. And then in this episode, she was like, "I came here to fight. What's up?" So now she's talking like Megan. And it gave me like Megan vibes.
Yes.
And then also I was thinking, I like how they brought Sarah in to be like the one little BGC returner because that's what Megan was kind of like last season. And I wonder if that's like the thing with Baddies is that they're gonna do that every season. Like someone comes
I think
back.
it was just a little callback maybe or anything. It's the same thing. I don't know what their exact goal was with that. It was coming off like I guess yeah, more so what you were saying, you know, with bringing Megan for that little episode and like their highlights of with Megan's beef with Tanisha and Natalie. But I think when it comes to Bay South with the sit down with Natalie and Sarah, I think they might have think there may be potential for them to get on some kind of same wavelength and for Sarah to maybe ride out with them and be a part of the season, or if it was just a little for the episode for some like good highlights to make a good episode.
I'm hoping that this will lead to a conversation episode.
To me, I feel like I got all I really needed out of it. Like,
no, I needed that scene. I needed that scene to be a 2-episode, 40 minutes.
I'm sorry, but the first time, you know, Sarah stood up hella late, and Natalie had already threw the drink, and then when someone throws a drink on you, you discombobulated for a second, and then she started swinging immediately after like the drink was spilled on Sarah, and she missed the whole punch, just like she did with Reg. Like she totally missed that punch. And it was just like, to me, and then it came to round 2, they were this far apart from each other, and then this close, and then this close, and then this close, and still just going back and forth with the mouth. And Sarah's just not in a stance or like to stay ready, so get ready, you know the fucking. It was, to me, it was just like, I know Sarah's capable of so much more, and it seemed to me like she was holding back, almost as if she had her hands handcuffed and her hands tied behind her back, and she could not.
She was trying to be respectful to Zeus, I feel like, because she knows it's not her last show on Zeus.
Well, they just got into a tussle and then separated, and now it's like closing in on you, and she still got her, and then she got on the ground. When they were on the ground, Natalie got like 2 or 3 hits because she surely missed both times.
They were holding Sarah up by her feet, right? And she was.
It was weird. It raised a fucking headstand and going backwards. I'm like, Sarah, what the fuck is going on right now? I got a little frustrated. I was getting pissed.
It was kind of like Sarah, and I feel like Sarah, in Sarah's mind, she was like, all right, Natalie, I'll make you look good, even though like she didn't.
Why?
Because it's her show and she still has love for Natalie, and that's, you could tell there's still love there. Like,
I definitely see that on Sarah's part, but it's not reciprocated at all.
All right, wait, by the way, I don't want to skip to the end because I don't want people to skip all the way to the end, but I think I gave everyone the wrong Instagram last time. So if you see this, it's Unlovely Tea. That is the Instagram. Message them. They are going to get you the episode for free. All right. It's Unlovely Tea. I actually invited him on here. I don't know if he's going to join, but yeah. So if you want to watch the episode, definitely hit up the Instagram. I think it might be Sarah's friend because they always like, she's always reposting his edits and stuff like that. They might know each other in real life. I don't know, but shout out to It's Unlovely Tea. But,
all this is no. As this is, we are not sponsored in this video.
I told him I would give him a shout out because I appreciate him too. I still get the free links, so I can send it out to my friends that don't have it. But like, I would never show the link. I would never like put the link out on my YouTube, Zeus. So don't come at me, Zeus.
No, we don't need that.
But back to Anne real quick, because I was going to say that I am starting to like Anne, but I just don't like that.
I was starting to like her, and so I watched it back. My friend that got into Baddies this evening. Even watching it back the second time, it was even more so. There wasn't one reason anyone can bring to me in this world of why Anne attacked Sway. It was so given, just like, all right, this is day 2. Look at everything's happened so far. I want my camera time.
So if you remember when Safion had joined, remember Safion Jawan?
Yes.
He had mentioned that when he interviewed Henny, she said something like they get paid more if they fight. And I feel like Anne doesn't really have any shows, so she probably got paid the least, up front. So she's getting her extra little money by getting into these fights.
And you know me, I dissect the trailers like it's nobody's business. And I can tell you all 4 of Anne's fights. And all
Who else does she
4,
fight?
Rolly,
So Sway was one and
she
Rolly's the
fights
second?
Sway, she fights Rolly, she fights Bree, she fights Scotty, but I don't think it's physical. It
Oh, I
may or
see.
may not be. Her and Scotty really get into it, but I don't know if it goes physical or not because what I was getting into with my next phase of this, Zeus, and being a fan of Zeus Network and the shows on Zeus, something I picked up on is their trailers. They're very good at making a trailer for a season. But with Jocelyn's Cabaret season 3 and One More Chance, I love season 2, and with Bad Boys LA, all of the fights are crammed into the first 4 episodes. And then it goes on a decline and kind of just gets like kind of like boring and just like eh. And I was like, okay, now Baddies South, and watching the trailer, there's literally like 11 or 12 fights. And okay, this is different. Like this season is giving us something different than any show on Zeus thus far.
I don't know.
And
I
then
still
now
think
when I sit
Jocelyn's
here and think
Cabaret
about it,
is the bar to beat, and Baddies isn't there yet, but this is a good start.
yeah, it is. Right. But and now when I sit here and think about it and add them all together and think about it, the Bad Girls fights, all 11 of them watching Baddies South trailer, we're getting, this is, first of all, and this is going right hand in hand with it, just like Baddies, with Baddies South and Bad Boys LA, the whole first 2 episodes is the first day. And we've seen this with Bad Boys LA. The whole first 2 episodes was that first day. And here we are with Baddies South. We just ended episode 2, and it's the morning of day 1. No, so it's the morning of day 2. All of what we see in these first 2 episodes was day 1.
And that's what I'm confused about, though, because in the first episode, Natalie mentioned that there were 6 bedrooms, but 2 of the 6 bedrooms had 8 beds total.
4 beds, 2 different sets of bunk beds.
So I don't understand. Like,
so those
why are they
2
complaining?
rooms is 8.
Yeah, why are they complaining about bunk? Like, you're still sleeping in
something
the one
right.
bunk bed yourself.
And then not only that, all
They're
that
only there
bitching and
for a
all that,
day.
all the bitching and all that. That next morning they're literally leaving to go on tour. Like, so all that for what?
They just wanted them to get into a petty fight in the first episode. It's never about the room, but I feel like Zeus always sets it up so that it's about the room, and it's
drama. Like, it's all for the drama. Exactly. Like after Natalie and Sarah are both kind of like almost like out of breath and all just like to each other. Not like let's get these ladies of water and let's give them a bottle of water or a glass of water to finish conversation. They give them more liquor. Here's some more champagne. Here's some more champagne. While they're all out of breath and like. And 10, they go for round 2, around 3. Like,
they're gonna throw it at each other. Like, what?
Right? Let's get some more alcohol. Fuck a bottle of water. Let's get some more alcohol.
But here's also what I was gonna add. So, like, you know how at first Rocky and Erica were talking about that they were supposed to be on the show. I feel like Natalie picked the girls that I feel like Rocky and Erica. They're probably the type to like demand not to get touched by anyone on the show. So Natalie picked the girls that wouldn't have like a demand like that. Like obviously everyone that's the BGC, they're gonna get into a fight.
Right.
And I feel like that's why she didn't pick them.
To me, it's just giving off different things of that with different things that come to with
Wait, did you turn your camera off? Your camera's off. How's your battery?
It's at 11%. You can't see me?
No, it's now you're back. Now you're back.
Everything's good?
Yeah.
Okay. Permission. That.
Now you're frozen. Okay, never mind. You're back. You're back.
Go ahead. Yeah. So yeah.
All right. But okay, so my next question is, what do you think about Bree this season?
I am a little disappointed thus far. I don't know. I love Bree. I loved her on her season. Bree doesn't take no prisoners. She can handle herself.
I think she got a good edit, but I don't
She has
really
been
know.
good at thus far. Just
I
because
don't know. I
you
meant
couldn't
on
edit her
BGC.
not responding really, or and confronting her about being an escort or whatever, and answer those questions. You can't really edit Bree's response. But I kind of understand where she was coming from, saying that she wants to tell her own story, and it's on her time and all this and what have you. But at the same time, it was like it wasn't a story time situation. It wasn't her telling her story. It was just somebody really coming at you like totally left. And if you watch Bree's season on Bad Girls Club and then go and watch this episode of Baddies South, you wouldn't really even say that was the same person almost. Is
I
it
don't know,
because she's grown? Is it because she's getting more mature? Or it just really wasn't worth it to go into some kind of heated response or
to me,
give
I was
what she
talking
wanted?
about. I was talking about on BGC. I felt like she got to get edit. Like I don't know what it is about her on BGC, but like I think maybe I'm biased because I didn't like that she was against Susan on that season. Like I guess she did do everything right on BGC, but something I just didn't like about her. I do
I mean,
like that
she did it
she's.
right by throwing her hands.
I do like that she's kind of more humbled now, but that does also
Right.
kind of make her boring, like more boring now.
Well, episode 3, they're leaving the house. They're getting onto the bus to make their first move.
If the fight was gonna happen next episode, they would have shown it in the preview.
No, it did, and it did.
Oh, Bree fight? Bree
Yes,
fight?
ma'am.
Oh, I missed that. I missed that. All I saw, maybe I
100%.
was too focused on Anne and Roland.
Yeah, and it was Natalie leaving. They're all left, and Natalie like, all right, let's go, let's get on the bus, and they leave.
That was a
with their-
great Natalie impression.
It was. Thank you. And that's exactly what happened. And before they got on the bus for them to leave, Anne and Bree fought it out in the yard.
Oh well,
So,
yeah, I want to
we'll
see that. Because so far, if I remember correctly, like Bree has not lost a fight, right?
No, not thus far.
Even her little Instagram live fights with Candy, like
Yeah, I definitely think if anything, it was a tie or pretty even, but Bree definitely didn't lose.
I mean, I will say I kind of like Bree more than Candy. Candy was annoying.
I do like Bree more than Candy. Candace.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just know what Bree's capable of. I've seen her fight multiple times, and almost like the situation with Sarah, I just don't understand why these girls that can throw hands, that are capable of defending themselves more with their fists and handle their own just as much as they can with their mouths. I don't understand like why Bree was holding back so much, just as Sarah was. There was, especially round 2 with Natalie and Sarah. I'm sorry, there was nothing but ample opportunity for Sarah to get her licks in to defend herself, and she wasn't doing nothing. Not a push, not hardly even an eye roll. I'm just like, Sarah, oh my god, I was yelling at the TV, and I haven't done that in a little bit.
So I think Bree probably saw. Well, first of all, she saw Sarah come on. She probably knows Scotty was gonna come on, so she's thinking, "Oh, they must have replacements this season. I don't want to get sent home right away, so let me chill out for a bit."
Who? Bree?
Yeah, I think that's what Bree is thinking. She's thinking like she
That
doesn't
kind of
want
makes sense.
So she's like waiting to see if the other girls are gonna get kicked out first. She didn't want to get into the first fight.
And thus that happened because we just seen everything just go down this episode. And that's why next week don't pick up with it. They pick up obviously with Sway and Ian. But next week, as they leave where they're at right now and go to their first destination, their first location, wherever they're going, I don't know if they make them do it, scrap it out before we get in this bus. I think that's what it's gonna give. But before they leave to go to their first destination, Anne and Bree fight out in the yard right next to the bus door, like as you get on and off the bus. So it's right there.
I will say, you know what is different about this and Jocelyn's Cabaret, and even though you mentioned that like they kind of let Sway and Rock have a one-on-one, it's still different from how Jocelyn would let them have a one-on-one on her show. It's like a different,
so different. It's different.
And I feel like that is something that's unique to Jocelyn's Cabaret that Baddies can't pull that off.
They can try.
Yeah, when they tried, and like it came off as like letting them have a one-on-one, but it was still kind of like not the same thing.
Right. It's just I don't know. I just know these people, exactly Bree and Sarah, these fucking little white girls, are capable of more. And it's not even an edit at this point. It's just how you conduct yourself and how you are.
Do you think there's any point where we're gonna get any Jocelyn's Cabaret girls on Baddies, or do you think that Jocelyn doesn't want that?
I mean, look at last season of Baddies ATL and Jocelyn's Cabaret season 2. While Baddies ATL and Jocelyn's Cabaret season 2 was airing, who would have thought to say that we're gonna next season of Baddies we're gonna have Rolly and Slim for one more chance be on Baddies? Like no one thought that, or no one was saying that.
I mean,
so,
I kind of like when they started talking about it, I could see that more because Natalie was on one more chance. So it's like I could see she was like recruiting, like trying to recruit. But Jocelyn would never let Natalie on her set.
I think that's their own turmoil and personal things with each other, and these ratings and their beef making that statement obviously very true, because their own turmoil and their own beef with their ratings and their shows are holding each other back from working with each other.
Like, you think Jocelyn's getting paid more than Natalie?
No.
Exactly.
No, I don't.
Exactly. I think I heard that Jocelyn was getting paid like $400,000 per season.
What?
I think that's I don't know. I might be making that up, but I think I heard that on the blogs.
How much?
400,000 per season.
400,000. Okay. And then Goddess said he wasn't going to do the reunion for any less than 25K. Was it?
Yeah, that's his first show, of course.
Right. Okay, I'm just sitting here trying to think like.
Sarah only wanted 10,000 for the reunion, and they weren't trying to give her that.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Exactly. She still got back on Zeus.
I'm trying to think. How much was Red paid for the conversation?
She was paid. Well, it was because Natalie was like, "I'll give you this extra 10," so she like doubled it, but she only got on there for 10. Yeah, and then she paid her the extra 10 to stay after they fought.
And then 400K.
Because that's a whole season.
Yeah. Okay.
But you get paid 400,000, and then you still have the power to let all your security protect you and let you hit all these girls, and none of them can do anything to you.
That's what this episode was giving me. I'm sorry, with Natalie and Sarah.
No, but they were actually holding Natalie back.
Oh, they were. Yeah. And they don't do that with Jocelyn.
No, but the reason why I was asking about that too was because you saw that Blueface Barbie auditioned for Baddies.
Season 2?
Yeah, she was trying to get
obviously season 2. Well, I was just thinking about something totally different.
I'm glad they didn't pick. I don't want to see Blueface Barbie. You know, I want to see like Big Lex or something.
Oh, 100%.
Even like Yummy P, I would want to see her on Baddies or something. You know what I mean?
Love Yummy. I think, something. Well, I'm gonna tell you. You keep going. You can talk.
I would want to see Raven get on Baddies just so they could like give her the Julie treatment, because Raven needs the Julie treatment.
Oh, very much so.
And Diamond. Raven and Diamond need to get the Victor twins treatment.
And if you've seen on Zeus's Instagram, everything with them,
That's what they got. Their whole tour and everything they promote is Jocelyn featuring Black Diamond, Lollipop, and Raven.
And then you
And
saw
that's
Jordan.
it.
Yeah, Jordan left the show, left the cabaret.
I didn't know if she left or she got kicked out.
Yeah, that's
Or
what I mean.
both.
I feel like they kicked her out because on the reunion she wasn't like
Yeah.
fighting as much as the rest of them.
She didn't fight, but she sure did stand up and was behind them.
But like they kind of used her because she probably did all the choreography. And then now
True.
that they got the choreography, they don't need her anymore.
True. Just like we talked about a few weeks ago, something I am much more interested in and something that I would look forward to, and I think a lot of the fans would, is like All-Star Battle 1 and All-Star Battle 2 with Bad Girls Club, like with Zeus.
What would they call it? They
and
can't call it
Zeus.
All-Star Battle because that's
No, you can't call it All-Star Battle because it's not All-Stars. It's not one show. It's not primitive in between one thing. It's more so the network and all the shows. And you can do like kind of an all-star battle, or you can do like an I Love Money style, and it can be guys and girls. And that would be something really fucking wicked, like an I Love Money style. With girls One More Chance, guys from Baddies LA.
I mean, honestly,
Bad
like
Boys
Zeus,
LA. And there's a couple of shows too.
Zeus
But you can do it either
reinvents
way.
everything that all reality shows have done. So I feel like it's definitely coming.
Yeah, but how awesome would that be though? Like really the main fan favorites from all the different seasons and shows on Zeus. And they bring all of them together into one thing. Kind of like I Love Money. And it would have to be something because they can't be anything for free. Obviously, people want that check, wants money, so to compete for money and all a big fucking huge, like big money mansions like they did in I Love Money, like fucking villas. But just little I think everybody would love that.
I don't know. So, what are your final thoughts? I know your battery's about to die, and we got about like 3 minutes.
Yeah, I guess we're set. You can go ahead and clock them.
You can go ahead. What?
You can go ahead and unclock some of your little final thoughts, and I'll rebuttal with you.
I don't know. My final thought is I think that next season is probably gonna be like a little toned down episode. I don't think the Brie fight is gonna be anything big. I mean, I missed it in the trailer even. I feel like it's gonna be the cliffhanger is gonna be Anne and Rolly. So I feel like next week is gonna be like the one kind of lull episode.
All right, you said this episode. I thought you meant you said the season. Oh, okay. Next episode. Next week's episode.
Yeah, I meant of this. Yeah, I meant the next episode.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. A lot more like that. I don't. Everything, how it ended. This week's episode ended with Anne running up on Sway and then flipping over the couch. And just like this week's episode with Rock and Sway, after they got separated, they went another round, like squared up, just like to a one-on-one. And that happens next week as well. After they flip over the couch and they get separated, they let them start up again. And 100% to me, watching the trailer for the whole season and then the trailer for next week's episode and bringing them together, Sway definitely got the upper hand on Anne. And that's to me. So I guess next week, once it all unfolds and actually see it, you can give me your opinion, what you think, but I definitely think Sway turned it around on Anne. Even if you ran up
So
on
why
her
is Sway crying? Why is Sway? I feel like Sway lost.
Okay, so that's another thing. Why is Sway crying? She literally said before she started crying was a bitch literally beat cancer yesterday.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah. Okay. And I was like, wait, there's a little gap right there. You're totally missing something right here. Yeah, bro. And what I was thinking when I watched the trailer for the season, I thought she was talking about like a family member or somebody close to her that she has in her life that just beat cancer the previous day. Now watching it back and then watching the trailer next episode, I think she's talking about herself.
Okay, well, you
So-
should already be like humbled and not bringing up the fact that she woke up with blue face and all that.
Yes. And for somebody that just beat cancer the day before, like, this is what you're doing. Like, you're like, in this show, Baddies South, like, where's this network? Like, it's just crazy to me. Like, how someone, I don't know, just holds all that in and holds all that back, and then for it to come out like this, her having cancer. And then there's another scene in the trailer for the season, and also watching it back now, which Jayla consoling Sway about being strong, about being this bitch, and that's going aesthetic side by side with Sway of beating cancer, apparently. So just like next week, I want to know from you if you think Sway definitely turned it around and gave it up to Anne, because to me, she definitely got her. But so that's why she was crying, because apparently she just beat cancer or had cancer. I always thought she was referring to a family member or a close friend, but now it's looking like she's talking about herself. But I'm not 100% sure.
I mean,
But
I'll be
why
honest.
she was crying was because of something with cancer, whether she had it or a close family or friend, what have you. That's why she was crying.
I'm gonna just add a little thing though. Like, I really didn't like Sway that much on her season, just because she didn't like Dream Doll, right? Like, so that's why I didn't like her. And I thought I would like her based on the trailer, but like as the episodes go on, I'm like starting to dislike her again.
She's only in 4 episodes.
Of which one?
Her season of Bad Girls Club.
Oh, she was?
She was maybe 5 max. No more than 5 episodes. Yeah.
She got kicked out for fighting Winter?
Yes.
I forgot.
And did Winter bite her, or did Sway bite Winter?
I think Winter bit her.
Huh.
No, well, I forget now. I forget.
Right, me too.
Like,
Because
it seems like
he's
both
like,
of them would be doing that.
Yeah, because unless it was like totally like brutal, like showing up on Bad Girls Club, they usually don't send you home for your first altercation or first little fight. So that's what I'm thinking, like something really, really had happened for them to send Sway home, because she hadn't got any fights at that point. And it wasn't that crazy or brutal or whatever have you for them to send her home of that fight. That's what I'm thinking now.
If any BGC fans are watching, let us know how it happened. Who bit who?
Yes.
BGC. But yeah, I don't know. I think I am definitely excited for next episode, even though it's probably like I'm thinking it's not going to be as many fights as this episode. That's all I meant by it's like a lull.
Actually, no, false. Next week we have the hangover. We have the hangover of Sway and Anne.
Oh, you're right. It's still 3.
Wait, but yeah, we got the hangover with Anne and Sway from round 1, and then they go round 2, like 5 minutes after that, and then Anne and Roly Poly.
You're right. I just don't see
3.
Well, that Sarah and Natalie fight was like epic. So there's not.
Yeah, when I watched it back the third time. When I watched it like a third time, for sure. Especially when Sarah was like, oh, like this way. Like, oh, I am like this. Like, I was just like, come on. And Natalie totally missed that punch, just like she totally missed it with Red. But once they like on the ground, Natalie, I think she got her a couple times. And I'm just like, Sarah.
I hope Sarah comes back toward the end of the season.
That just like we talked about Baddies before it obviously started we can go back a month ago. I remember telling you myself that apparently Sarah pulls up on Natalie, and we saw what happened. I mean, it wasn't like on the side of the damn road, like like Sarah spotted Natalie and then pulled the curb and hops out the car and pulled up on her, but she pulled up on her at the house, and that's all it is. I'm very getting with the tea and
I see.
details and all the tea of the shit way before it airs or happens, and that's what we got is what we're gonna get of this season with Sarah and Natalie. And I can almost put my stamp on that and be sure of it.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to that. But I do think it is about that time. Tell everyone where they can find you.
You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Charlie Green _ Bellaforte. And on my Facebook, my TikTok and Instagram, you can find them there. Yeah.
I wanted to hide the comment real quick because it hid your name. But Safion, I'm so sorry. We are about to get off of here. But I definitely shouted you out earlier because, you know, I still remember some of the stuff you were saying from one of the previous episodes. So we were talking about you just earlier. Definitely tune in next week. Charlie's battery is about to die, and I actually got to go in a little bit. So that's why we're ending it kind of early. I know we usually talk for we could talk for 2 hours or more sometimes. But, I know this episode was so good. I wish you had come here just a little earlier. But
this episode was very good. I'm just really hoping they don't cut it short, and the whole beautiful trailer for this season we got, and all 11 fights that I've counted down multiple times. I just hope all these 11 fights aren't the first 3-4 episodes of the season, and then we get episodes 5 through 12 of them just doing, diddly who.
All right, but yeah, so I'm so sorry, but everyone make sure you follow me at the Gino Bino on all platforms, IG, TikTok. I'm trying to start my TikTok back up. It's actually the Gino Bino 3 on TikTok. But yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell on both channels, Gino Bino and GNCT. And we will be back next week to talk about episode 3. All right. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Once again, if you agree with us, if you got something to add, we want to continue the conversation with you in the comment section. So
Please.
definitely leave a comment. And we will see you here next week. All right. And if you were wondering, because I know it says stay tuned to find out where to get the episode for free. I already did mention it. It's not at the end. You got to rewatch it.
You gotta go back and rewatch.
I mentioned it somewhere. All right. But
everyone pinpoint it.
Yeah. So I will see you guys next week. Hopefully, if you came here to watch the episode, you got that, info. All right. But we'll see you next week, and I'll tell you guys again next week. All right.
All right.
See ya.
Take care, y'all.